PMI has just released the project management CoPilot PMI INFINITY. And until the mid of February, it is open for everybody to test. How it works, what it can do, its strengths and its weaknesses, all of that in the next 10 minutes. Hey, I'm Sascha Wies and this is 10-Minute Biz. PMI has really put the accelerator down when it comes to AI. First they released the AI certification, which I will cover in a separate video, and just now they released PMI INFINITY. Let's go now to my computer and have a close look at it. Okay, welcome to my computer. So we are here on the homepage PMI.org. There's two ways how you can come to Infinity. The one way is the official one, that you go on Explore AI in Project Management, and then you find it here, PMI INFINITY. And just note here, after the 12th of February, only PMI members will continue to have unrestricted access. We click here on Experience PMI INFINITY, and we're in. The other faster way how you can actually access this page is simply typing aiassistant.pmi.org in your browser, and I will put this link in the description below. So this whole setup might actually look pretty familiar to you because it looks a little bit like ChatGPT, and that's no accident because the engine behind it is actually ChatGPT 3.5, and when you look here to the left, it says Beta Test Infinity with GPT-4 Turbo. And when you click on that, you get to a form where you can actually apply to test the GPT-4 Turbo. And it will actually give you 25 PDUs if you support this beta testing. But let's go back here. So let's try now a few things. For example, I ask, give me the 10 best practices for risk management. Now, when we look at it at the output, it's actually pretty high level. It's just one line per point. Establish the risk management framework, develop a structured approach to identify, assess, and manage risks. The interesting part comes here below. It actually gives you the sources where you took that from. And we can actually click now on these sources and we get to this article. It's actually from a conference paper from 2000, and you find it in here and you can read it. And I think that's the biggest strength that Infinity has, that it gives you this reference. This is something we miss in ChatGPT. We never know from where the information are coming. Here, not only do we know from where the information coming, but we can actually read now through it and go much more in detail. Also gives you some related questions you could ask. For example, what is the first best practice for risk management? How do you prioritize risks in risk management, and so on. And that's also really nice. These are things that are exclusive to Infinity, which you will not find in ChatGPT. That said, I also entered the same question in ChatGPT. And when we look now at ChatGPT, the answer is much more detailed. It also looks much nicer. It has a title. It has a much better, much more detailed description of this point. And it's not just an outlier. I did the same thing with asking what should be in a project charter. And again, that's the ChatGPT output, which is quite long. It's 16 points described what should or what could be in a project charter. Now let's go back to Infinity. And this is the answer of Infinity to the same question. It's very short. It's just 5 high-level points, then it suddenly deviates to HR, which doesn't really make any sense. But before I will tell you what I think about all of that, let's look at something else. What are the most important points to learn for the PMP about scope management? And here it actually gives a very good answer of what is really relevant from the PIM book. It says in summary, PMP candidates should understand the 3 elements of scope, the importance of the WBS, and so on and so on. And then I ask, what is the LIMC? That's the Leadership Institute Masterclass. It's something that volunteers at PMI can do, and it gives a very nice description of it. Also in the original form, it gave the references that I can read more about that. So that's also really nice. And by the way, just because I wanted to know, I asked it how actually to do tomato pasta sauce, because I just wanted to know, is it really reduced to project management, to PMI content, or is it actually more regular ChatGPT enriched with PMI content? And it looks at least it is the latter, because definitely in PMI content you would not find a recipe for pasta sauce. So that's just a little bit of fun thing on the side. But so what does this all mean now? From my side, if you're an experienced project manager and you're looking for advice for certain practices in project manager, you run into a problem, you want to have answers. At the moment, I feel you're better served with ChatGPT than with Infinity. This is at the very start. I think this will change, but at the moment it did not convince me from that point of view. If you're a PMP student and you want to be sure that whatever you actually read is endorsed by PMI, that it actually is the things that you should learn, or really need advice how to learn for the PMP, what content, I think Infinity will be a blessing. Also, if you're looking for content that is within the PMI website in their knowledge resources, that's an absolutely great tool to actually find these articles. So there's a lot of good things for Infinity. There's also still a lot which can be improved. Infinity does not replace ChatGPT for project management matters, but it's an additional tool that we have in our pockets, which we can use. I hope I motivated you now to go to PMI Infinity yourself and see what it can do for you. And I'm really interested about your experience. Please leave it in the comment below. And if you're also wondering how you can collect your PDUs so that your certifications keep up to date, please have a look at this video. See you next time.